Welcome to another episode of the Mind, Body, Home Show. Today we're speaking with Chris Geymayr of Tango Time Trivia. From Riverhead to Great Neck and everywhere in between, let's give a warm welcome to the man who puts the fun into facts. Welcome to the studio, Chris.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So excited to have this conversation with you because when I first met, this is our first meeting. I have a roommate who absolutely loves trivia. One afternoon I came home and there was this piece of paper on my kitchen table and it said Tango Time Trivia, and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking. I'm like, wow, these are really cool questions and answers. I'm like, where did you go? They're like, I was in Massapequa. And I said, well, you had to go all the way out there to do this? And they said, they're everywhere. So I want to know all about Tango Time Trivia.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for having me first off. But, we've been very lucky as a company. We are mainly trivia, as stated, so I'm not surprised that your fanatical trivia friend found us. But yeah, I mean, we've been very lucky to be really all over the island at this point. We have a ton of really, really great venue partners. Amazing players that come out every single week, and it's something that really gives us more and more passion the more we grow. I
love that. And so how did you start out? How old is your organization, and when did you start this? What was the spark?
I would say the spark was really just trying to do something that was ours. I worked for a major company managing the tri-state, and it was fantastic. It was great, gave me a lot of corporate background, but they got bought out by a company, laid off a bunch of people, and it kind of made me realize that I was lucky to be younger. I had some coworkers that were in the same position as me, but would be much more difficult for them to go out and find new work. And I just thought, I never want to be in this position again. I never want my family to be in this position again. So me and my sister started this out thinking, hey, let's see where we can take it. One show led to two, led to three, and we're lucky now to have over 40 shows every single week. Yeah, every week.
So do you recall the first show, the first one? Do you remember that day?
Oh,
or where it was, and something very specific that you could share?
Absolutely. We started this company at the extremely convenient time of 2 months before COVID hits. Incredible time to start a restaurant-based business. So we kind of started up and shut right down. So we were doing some online stuff through social media to kind of keep the name out there and get some people interested in us still. That being said, it was a struggle. Thankfully, we have some really, really great venue partners, and one of our oldest one is Main Event in Farmingdale, and they opened up for us even when their doors weren't open. We had outside, I'm sure a lot of people remember where parking lots had tents and people were eating outside. So they allowed us to do that and still have a show and have a reason for people to come out. And even though we had some cold months, people were showing up, our crazy regulars with, hoodies and Uggs on and sitting out there in the cold answering questions.
You guys have die-hard trivia people out there.
Understatement.
You think about, where do these concepts, where do these ideas come from? Do you develop them? How does it? Now, trivia to me is it reminds me of that Jeopardy.
Sure.
Right. Who comes up with these? There's so much information out there to know. So where do you get all that from?
Right from me and my sister. We literally sit together and we try to think about every topic, everything that we know about, that we're passionate about, and things that we know nothing about that we start to discover. So through research, which is a really fun part of our day-to-day, it's obviously a lot of work, but it allows us to just research and discover things that we've never known about, and it's really fun. And
so it really does help your own educational perspective.
Absolutely.
Do you find yourself spewing out trivia all the time? Oh gosh, Chris is here, he's going to know everything, or wait.
I wouldn't even say that as much, and that's the thing too. A lot of people think that just because we write the questions, we know everything, and it's really not. And that's what we love about our show, is that anybody can come and enjoy it because it's so all over the place. We've never had a perfect score, and we've never had a perfect zero either. So it allows for everyone to kind of just have fun and have something to talk about. What we really want is to have families, friends, have a reason to meet up during the week, even if it's
Sure.
just a Tuesday night, and just engage with each other, engage with our hosts, engage with the staff, with the venues, and we kind of disguise it as trivia, but it's really a night out with friends and family
Love
to make
that.
some memories.
So it's a big connector. It's a big
Oh, yeah,
connector.
absolutely.
And so you're all over Long Island?
Yeah, we are. We've been very lucky to be constantly growing. So we are all the way out in Port Jeff Station, Mount Sinai. We've been out in Riverhead, all the way out to Garden City and New Hyde Park, and really all over the place. So,
Oh my gosh.
and more coming all the time.
I love that. How do you get to like 40 venues a week? Is that what it
Yeah,
is?
I mean, we should be at almost 50 by the end of the year, so we are quickly growing. But I can't state how important it is for us that we would be nothing without our hosts. Our hosts are really what drives the company every day, and we purposely designed a game that is more simple and cookie cutter. One, to allow everybody to be part of it. Two, it allows our hosts to kind of shine as personalities. So we don't have a specific personality at Tango Time. We like for it to be very unique depending on where you're at. So
Right.
you can go to one show, on one night, the next night you go to a different show and it's similar questions, but based on the host is a totally different show.
Wow.
The type of music they play, the jokes they have.
So like an MC, they can like sort of hone
Absolutely.
their skill set. Like maybe they're a
Absolutely.
comedian and they want to get out there and do some fun sets with like your trivia.
Yeah.
That sounds like a blast. And how many people do you have working with you?
Close to 40 hosts working for us, always looking for more. So we have people training, some are part-time, some work 4 or 5 shows a week for us, so it's kind of all over the place, but we have a ton
Do you have like
of
the
really
groupies,
talented people.
like the people you see at every place? They go for they know where you're going to be, so they're going to show up and
Oh
then
yeah, no, I mean we even had-
really die-hard trivia
yeah.
fans out there. I love that.
we double down on it too. So we have a trivia league. Okay, so
league.
Yes, teams can sign up to be part of our league every weekend. You can go on our page and you'll see the weekly power rankings, so you can see where you stand against all the other teams on the island.
So great.
All to volley for a spot at our annual championship. So we have an annual championship where the winner takes home $1,000. And it's
Nice.
a huge show. Our top 30 teams make it. So it's something that drives a lot of passion and a lot of consistency and routine with these players because it's something fun to do. It's free. Our shows are free, so no matter where you're going, instead of just going out for a night and having dinner, you can have
Yeah.
dinner with a free show and a chance to win some
I
prizes.
love that. And also you have to you got to bring this along with you.
Somewhat.
you got to remember all those details. I do love that, and I noticed the great logo. Was that also part of your sister? Did she help you
Yeah,
with that?
so that was more myself and my cousin, who is also a professional graphic designer. She was involved in it, but this was more me, mainly because that's Tango. That is my
Tell
baby.
us about Tango. Tell us about Tango.
So Tango is my late baby, my pitty, who I lost last year. Actually, it's about to be a year in a couple weeks. August 1st will be a year that I lost him. And he was my driving force for everything. He was a literal pro champion dock diver, which is long jumping for dogs.
No kidding.
Yeah, so we competed all over the country. We went to 4 straight world championships, and he was really, really a big passion of mine for everything that we've done as a company. So
Sure.
I wanted to really have him stand out forever and have a reason to say his name for the rest of my life. So we named it Tango Time, made the logo
so
there.
special.
And yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I'm choked up by that.
Yeah,
That is
that's my boy.
amazing.
That's my boy, and that's
you got
his,
him on there? Oh, this
that's
is
right.
paw prints
That's his
as well?
paw print right here.
Oh,
and
everybody
before,
can see that.
Yeah,
There's like a
there we
little,
go.
his paw print there.
Yeah, paw print,
Aw.
and right there it says, Tango, are you ready? Because that's what I used to say in his ear every single time before we'd jump. We'd go up to the dock and compete.
And he
Say,
knew
"Tango, are
exactly
you
what
ready?"
he would do. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. So he
absolutely.
just flew off the dock.
Yeah, and then, we did that for many, many years. And even in his old age, he was really, really just a great, awesome companion to have in life. And it just, again, wanted to have him forever be remembered.
What
so.
a way to do that and memorialize. Yes, I can say that.
Yeah.
Memorialize. That was a little hard.
You got there.
I know, I got it. Your special pop. I think it's great. I love that, and it's such a to bring him wherever you go.
Yeah.
And have his little photograph. I love the little circle, little question marks.
Yeah.
What a great logo. I know that you have more. You said you're starting to expand.
Yeah.
What does that look like, your expansion? And we have Long Island. You have New York. I mean, is it going to go further? How far are you going to take it?
Absolutely. I mean, we have no ceiling at the moment. We want to just continue to grow. We don't want to think too much expansion without doing it the right way.
Sure.
So it's part of the reason we've been so successful is that we're really careful about how we approach every single venue partner. We don't want to just grow and just throw stuff at the wall.
Sure.
So I have sometimes venue partners wait for months before we work with them because I want to make sure I have the right hosts, the right location, the right schedule, and all that thought out, and the right advertising, all those things, because we're more than just a trivia company. We're a professional marketing company, and we really focus on building business with every single partner we work with. So we've seen that, to be honest, there's still so much more to do on Long Island, that as much as we want to expand in the city, and we've had the discussions, we've had hosts that moved out that way and said, hey, we'd love to stretch it out over here. We're still focusing on the island to really get all the business here before we need to move out.
That's really, really smart. So the future then is going to be, like you said, is no ceiling.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like unlimited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like knowledge is unlimited. So we have as many topics as you can possibly come up with for Tango Time Trivia is as far as you can go. I mean, do you have themes? I'm curious. It's like this going back into this. Do you have a theme? Is you like parties that have themes or?
Oh yeah, we do some theme shows too. We're open to really everything.
I love how you call it a show. I think it's great. I love that it's a show. I love that because depending on the host, like you said, it's like it could be really entertaining.
But we do themes. We do really a little bit of everything, and even the expansion. Is even just finding different products, like I mentioned with doing karaoke, doing bingo and music.
Oh, bingo too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Any type of entertainment for restaurants and bars, any way we can build the business, that's what we want to do for business.
So you're actually, you're helping them build business as well.
Oh yeah, it's a totally symbiotic thing because
I love that.
We offer technically a free show to our customers, so they can go out and they're going to be spending some money at the venue, but the show itself is free. Their night out and engaging with the hosts and listening to music and all that stuff is free. The venue benefits from having customers come out on a night that might be normally a little slower.
Right.
Our host benefits because they get a super fun part-time gig. They just show up, do their show, and go back to their life. We set them up with everything to make it easy for their personality.
I'm excited. I want to go. This is why you're here, because I saw something so exciting and special, and I witnessed it like on a piece of paper. I saw how fun this would have been, and she said, and she won.
Wait till you go. Wait till you go.
I know. I have to find out where you're all located. How can we find this information? Where is it located? Where can I find you online?
Yeah, best way right now, we don't have a website built up because, again, as I mentioned, we've been very lucky to grow very quickly. So we are still a very small local company. As I mentioned, it's really me and my sister doing all the back end stuff. My girlfriend Alexa is incredibly integral in it as well. She's a vet tech, so she does her own thing, but she steps in and helps us. But it's really the three of us doing all the back end stuff, and mainly my sister and I, and then all the great hosts that we hire. So it's a little bit of everybody kind of coming together to put this really great product out there.
I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so what is product though? You have hats, you have some swag?
Yeah, we have stuff, to be honest. This stuff we give away, which I got a shirt for you.
You got a shirt for me?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I was not going to come on to the show without getting you your own
Let's take a look at that.
Tango Time gear here.
That's awesome. Look at that. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And look at this Tango.
That's right. That's my baby
He's
boy.
So sweet. And it's such a soft shirt. Okay, I love this. Can we read that? It takes two teams to tango.
That's right. Only takes two teams to tango. And we say that because, to be honest, it's one of the things that...
And here's all that information if you want to look at it.
There you go.
There you go. Just go right in there.
Yep. And you'll find us, there you go, on Instagram and Facebook. And that's where you'll find like the weekly lineups and all our new shows. We also do an answer of the night each night.
What is that?
So one of the things we do, to drive business, but also to have engagement and something a little more fun for everyone to, when they have their trivia night, to look, forward to something. So each day of the week that we have a show, we post an answer. We don't give you the question and answer, we just give you the answer.
Oh.
That's so that you go to your show knowing at some point during the night, this is going to be an answer. You don't know where it's going to be, at what point, but you get an answer. So that's where we post our free answer of the week, our weekly lineups, our newest shows, our monthly shows, and all that stuff on Instagram and Facebook.
I love that. There's more to it than just asking a question and knowing an answer. There's like you're really diving into lots of different layers of like how you can play with this trivia concept.
Yeah.
So we talked about these layers. How is it that it's structured, this Tango Time?
So the nice thing about it is our game is all paper and pen. One of the reasons we do that is it allows everybody to be part of it. So we're not asking you to download an app or use a QR code. Secondly, it is kind of nostalgic feeling. You get a lot of people feeling like it's an old school board game. So that's part of what makes it more engaging. Then it also allows a lot more engagement between our hosts and the players, rather than a lot of the shows that are great. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great trivia companies out there that use the apps, but the reason we don't is because we really focus on that engagement between our hosts and our players.
Right.
So we want them to have a bunch of reasons throughout the night to go and physically hand a paper to our host, directly talk to them, and have an interaction. My favorite thing about those things too is that, oftentimes somebody will hand in an answer and they'll say, "Oh, sorry, the answer's actually on the back." And I look at it and there's like 10 crossouts and stuff, and I'm like, I love it when teams show their work because it's an opportunity for me to say, they really, really discussed this thing. They sat there, went back and forth, crossed up to where they ran out of room.
Numbers, that's what it's
exactly. Exactly.
You can't do this alone. There's got to be a team.
That's right. That's part of it. And the other aspect is we try to think of every part of our game and make it engaging. So the way our game works is I'll ask a question, or a host will ask a question, then they'll play a song. The song is to give them a length of time to submit their answer. One, it gives enough time for people to hang out and really engage with each other.
Right.
Two, we have some little hidden things in there. So we do song hints, okay? So we try to add additional layers to our game to where maybe it's not a super obvious song hint, but it's something layered in there. So if the answer we're looking for is number 9, for example, maybe I'll play September by Earth, Wind & Fire because it'll be the 9th month and it'll kind of lead them to getting that answer or whatever the case. So we try to have some extra additional layers because then our
it's like a hint, like a little bit of a hint.
A little song hint. So our players love, and it's my favorite thing when teams come up and try to guess the hint. Did you play this because of this? And they get so excited, we get so excited, and it's a lot more engagement between us, the players, the venue, and all that stuff. It just makes the show a lot more fun.
So, Chris, was there ever a time that like someone was like forced into going to a trivia time, like, or somebody had to overcome, like, I don't know, or you had to overcome some person who was not really connecting with it?
Definitely, I would say, I think a lot of people don't necessarily have the exact idea of what trivia is, or they think it's just, Jeopardy or something like that, where our show is very different. It's meant to be just a fun, engaging time with friends, and we just want to give you something to talk about and maybe shine the things that you know or whatever. But absolutely, I've had even recently a private party where it was a very, very nice group of women, one that I've worked with in the past, but sometimes they bring other people, and had a great show. Everybody was very engaged, and one of them came up to me afterwards and said, when my friend told me to come here, I was willing to come because they're my good friends, but I was planning to bring a book. And she told me that, and after...
This says very little about...
Yeah, exactly. But, the best part about it was that she told me after the fact and mentioned that she had so much fun that she cannot wait to get to one of our games now.
I love that.
And that's my favorite part about it, is I think a lot of people just have a different idea of what our show is, or they hear trivia, they think, oh, I gotta be smart, I gotta use my brain all night, and it's really not. Most of it is just random information, stuff that we either know or you've heard of. Some you won't, but you'll learn some stuff too, but it's never meant to make anyone feel dumb or not be engaged and not have a really great time at our show.
So on this show, Chris, we have a segment that we call I Got a Guy or I Got a Gal.
Okay.
And that's an opportunity for you to tag the next guest on our show. And that's a person in your life who you felt had a really important role, played an important role, and it sort of sparked you to go in a direction perhaps in your life, or mentored you, or filled you in such a way that you are who you are, and a little bit more today for who you are because of this person.
Yeah, you know, I have a ton, obviously. You know, we didn't get to this point by not having a ton of help and a ton of idols and role models. One that I can think of right off the bat that's local and another business owner is my friend Johnny. So Johnny Levine, my best friend growing up was his younger brother, and we're still just as close. And his older brother was always there, and we're basically family at this point. But you know, the thing that really I took from him is his drive to never settle. And it's something where you know, a lot of times in starting a business, people are hesitant. And that's one thing I stress everybody out there. If you're thinking about starting a business, just do it. Just do it, because it's what generally is the reason that people don't have businesses, because they just don't try.
Right.
Johnny tried and has been so successful. It's something that I admire every day, watching his business grow and grow and grow. And it's a restoration business. It's Brightside Restoration.
Okay, Brightside Restoration.
Yeah.
Now this is getting interesting.
Yeah.
So he
totally different from what I do.
Yeah, I was like,
totally different.
Well, that's what it is. You know, you could take your passion and apply it.
Yeah.
So he does restoration work.
Yeah, he does restoration. Him and his wife Amy started the company together, and it is nothing short of admirable watching what they've done. You know, they just continue to grow, and the main reason they're growing is because they don't focus on the money. They focus on the people, and it's one thing that I feel like a lot of business owners and a lot of businesses in general don't recognize. They just don't recognize that it's really a human element. So they focus on attention on the person, intention on their employees, and magically they grow from that.
That's
so that's
well,
it.
it's magic all around. So again, thanks so much.
Of course, thank you so much.
All right, well, Tag, you're it. And the name of your friend is?
Johnny Levine and Amy Levine from Brightside Restoration.
Johnny Levine from Brightside Restoration. Tag, you are it.